Okay, so in the last episode we were creating multiple types of character controllers inside of Unity. Check that out if you haven't seen it. And this episode we're going to do the exact same thing, but we're going to be using the new input system to do it. So we're going to be creating the same three controllers, but with this new input system being the vector-based movement, the rigid body movement, and the character controller movement. So to get this started, the input system. Fucking install it! Install it! If you're struggling and don't know how to fucking install this, sort yourself out, mate. I'm taking the piss. Just go into your package manager and type in input. Once that's finished installing, you'll get this little prompt that's saying that it needs to restart the editor, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, just click yes. Alright, now with that installed, we can do things. Yippee! So, now we can actually create the input. Inside of your project list, right-click, create, and then at the very bottom, you should see input actions. Just click that. Just click it. Now you'll have a new thingamabob, a doohickey, you could call it. And I'm just going to call it player input map. And then once you've done that, you want to click the tick for generate C# class, and then just click apply, and you should be good. That'll create a new C# class based off of this input map, which will have a load of things and stuff that we don't need to worry about. And then if we double click on our input action map, which we just created, you'll get this new shiny box. Wow, box. This is where we'll be doing really cool things like finding the player's input, whoa, and assigning it. Okay, but seriously, action maps, click the little plus, give that shit a name. I'm just going to call it controls. Once we've made that, you'll see we have a new thing in the actions list. This actions list is where you'll be assigning player bindings. So I'm going to be keeping things simple. We're just going to create two bindings, one for our horizontal and one for our vertical. So with this action that we already have, I'm going to change the action type from button to value, and then the control type to an axis. If you expand that action, you'll see below it has no binding. Just delete that, we don't need it. Instead, when we are on new action, we want to click the little plus button next to it and do add positive and negative binding. You will then get this lovely little 1D axis, which if you expand it, you have a negative binding and a positive binding. So for my negative binding, I'm going to click on it, click on path, and then there's a little listen button. You click on that, you press the key, A keyboard, click on that, bang, done. You've got that key binded. Do the same for positive. I'm going to click on it, path, listen, D, click, done, bang. You now have horizontal input being read. Now, guess what we're going to do? We're going to do the exact same thing, but for vertical input. I know, it's crazy, you never saw it coming. Click the plus button, name it vertical, action type, value, control type, axis, expand it, get rid of the binding, press the plus button, positive, negative binding, expand that, negative, path, listen, S, click, wow, done. Positive, path, listen, W, click, wow, look at you go, you're a little developer already. Okay, so don't close this yet because we need to update that script which we generated earlier. So basically, if you just click the Save Asset button in the top right, that'll just do it, and yeah, the script will update and now you're able to read your input in any other script. Also, a fun little side note, if you now click on your player input map script, you'll see there's loads more things in there. So now let's get into the script and get these players moving. So what I'm going to do is, because this is kind of a follow along from the last episode, we're going to be changing the previous scripts into working with the new input system. So I'll quickly flash up what it is and then we'll do the transition and write the new code. Okay, so like in the last video, we are going to start with a character controller. Here is the script which we had before. As you can see, we're getting the player's input through setting floats of vertical and horizontal to input.getAxis. We do not want this anymore, so kill it! Kill it! To get us going, at the very top of your script, say using Unity Engine.input system. In terms of variables, we're only going to be adding one, which is going to be of type player input map, and I'm just going to call this input actions. I'm going to create a new private awake method above our start, and inside of here, we're going to say input actions equals new player input map, and below input actions.enable. Below this, we're going to have a new private void for on destroy, and we're going to do input actions.disable. Then we're kind of doing a very similar thing as we were doing before. We're going to have a float called horizontal, and that's going to equal input actions.controls.horizontal.read value of float. And we're going to do the same thing for a new float of vertical. That's going to equal input actions.controls.vertical.read value of float. And guess what? This will work again. If I go back into my scene, you'll see my player has a character controller and it has this script on it. I press play and I'm able to move around the scene just like we were previous. Oh, fuck's sake. Whoopsie, timer went off. But anyway, yeah, like you can see, I can move around the environment pretty fine as we could before. So yeah, this works. Alright, now you may be thinking to yourself, but this is really fucking easy, like, surely are the rest of them not the same? Yeah, it's exactly what I'm saying. All of the rest of the scripts is all you need to do. Like, let's take a look at the rigid body one. If we go into here, you'll see that once again, it's just the input map, input actions, await method. We're getting a new version of the player input map, and we're enabling the input actions. On destroy, disabling it. Then we're just changing the way we're getting our vertical and horizontal floats by using our input actions controls, horizontal and vertical, .read value or float. Like, it's really not that bad. So I actually also just realized that technically you don't need to use this Unity engine.input system at the top, but I'd say to keep it in there, because when you come to expanding your scripts in the future, you'll just have access to all of these potential functions which are available to you. So, just to prove to you that this works, I'll press play. I've got a new scene for this rigid body version. Here's the setup in the player as well, just so you know that this is actually what's happening. And then when I'm playing, look, you can see I'm moving around just fine. And yeah, so it just is simple as that. It works. And then because I said I'd do all of the same three from the last video, as you can see here, here's the transform controller method. We got the exact same setup as we do in the other scripts, the exact same way that we're getting our horizontal and vertical inputs. And again, here's another scene with this script on, and you can see I'm moving around just fine, and this one also works. Okay, so we're done with this video today. I hope you enjoyed. If you wanted to learn more about the legacy input, then yeah, go back and check that video out. But this is how you do it with the new input. In the next tutorial, we're going to look at probably something like jumping, because there's quite a lot that surrounds that topic in itself. So yeah, tune in for that, and I'll see you then.